Hi, and welcome to Butterfly Heart Abundant Life Plan Cooking with Darlene. I made a post on my Facebook wall a little earlier about an investment that I made, and it's a very reasonable investment in our health. And it's actually this little gadget right here. It is called a spiralizer. And I, for one, didn't really care for zucchini and squash and those things like that. I liked them raw in salad, but I would eat them cooked, but I never really cared for them. But I had to learn to like them because I knew that they were healthy, and it's a very low calorie choice and to make for your dinner. So today I'm going to show you. I'm going to do the preparation for our dinner this evening, and it's going to be zucchini and squash and chayote squash with onions and cooked with our chicken. That's what we're having today. So I'm going to show you how this spiralizer works, and hopefully you can get you one for your family and it'll change your life. I dearly love spaghetti. That's one of my favorite things. I love Italian food and I love a Mexican food. So I had to come up with ways that I could do it and still have the enjoyment of having spaghetti, but not having all of the carbs and the calories that are in the pasta. So for that, I actually spiralize zucchini and use that, and then top it with my spaghetti sauce and Parmesan cheese, and it's absolutely wonderful. And the next time I fix it like that, I will be happy to post a video of that as well. But for now, we're going to do the spiralized onion, zucchini, squash, and chayote. If you don't know what chayote is, you've got to try this. It looks like a pear, and it is a squash. It's low calorie, loaded with nutrients and antioxidants. It is very healthy, and it adds a very slight sweet taste to your dish. Not super sweet. It just it's more of a texture than it is a flavor, but it's very healthy. So try these. They're called chayote, Chayote, squash. You will love it. Okay. Let me get a paper plate first, and I'll turn because what I do is I keep my onions separate from everything else because I usually brown my onion first, so I want it separate from everything else. So that's the first thing I'm going to spiralize. I'm going to drop the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is attach this to your countertop so that it won't slide. And it has a little tab on the back that you just twist, and it causes suction and it doesn't move. So that's the first thing you want to do. And then you're going to want to center your onion or whatever it is you're going to spiralize on the blade, and then push the turn handle into the vegetable and then start spiralizing. You just turn it and it does an amazing job with your vegetables. Quick and easy. And of course, since I'm making a video, it's giving me a little difficulty. So we'll just try that again. Got to love the life here to Beck at home. I'm telling you, this is just hilarious. There we go. And it made a little mess, but that's okay. No problem there. And that's my onion ready for the beginning of the dish this evening. Okay, we're going to set that aside and get the bowl for everything else. I'll do my zucchini first. If you saw the link on Amazon that I posted, it actually comes with extra blades that changes what type of slice you end up with. So that's a handy little thing too. That way you don't always have to do the spiralized. And there you have the zucchini. And you can see that would make awesome. Now the different blades have different sizes, so this is the actual large one for the large spirals. And this cooks up so quick, and it just has, for some reason, it completely changes the flavor of the zucchini, and I'm not sure why, but it truly does. I mean, it makes it so different. Okay, this is the yellow squash. And you can see how quick it is. I mean, it slices it in no time. There's the yellow squash. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me back up just a little bit. And you just kind of mix them together. The last thing I'm going to do is the chayote. Now, it's a little denser, so it may be a little harder to spiral, but last time I did them, it turned out just fine. And there you have the chayote. Okay, I'm going to take this over to the stove, and then we'll show you how we're going to prepare the rest of it. Just be with me, and I'll be right back in a few. Hi, welcome back. I switched everything around to this end, and now we're getting ready to start our supper. So I'm going to drop the camera down, and you can watch how all of this comes together. All right. Okay, I want to turn my skillet on so I can get it warming just a little bit. Extra virgin olive oil again. A a little bit will do. It don't take a whole lot to do this, so the main thing we want to do is get it just a little bit in there for the onions to brown well. And these are spiral cuts, so it doesn't take very long for them to cook. And it's a good thing, because I know you guys get tired of these long videos. Seems our attention span ain't what it used to be, so I'll do the best I can and get you on to your next video. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper on the onion. The salt actually helps pull the moisture out of the onion. And just a little pepper, because I'm going to put more on the squash whenever I put it in the pan. I hope you are able to pick you up one of those spiralizers. You will not be sorry that you did. I know it's hard to believe that it makes your food taste different, but it does. I'm not really sure why it tastes so different. I guess it maybe brings more of the flavor out. I'm not sure, but it is just whatever it is. You need some different things, and I, for one, get tired of eating the same old thing every day. And us hillbillies are pretty bad for that. We kind of have a tendency to fall back on the same old, and be a little apprehensive to try new things. So this was a major undertaking for me to learn how to cook different foods that were healthy and tasty and good for us. So hopefully some of these little hints and tips will help you as well. Okay, now instead of water this time, I'm using this. This is the best chicken broth I've ever found. I'm using the Simple Truth Organic. I got this at Kroger. I have a tendency to have migraines whenever I eat certain kinds of broth or certain kinds of chicken. So that I have found that is safe for me, and it doesn't have any added hormones, because it's made from free-range chickens without any added hormones or steroids, and that's important to me, because all of the steroids and things that they're putting in our meats are very, very unhealthy. Okay, I forgot the kitchen bouquet, so I'll be right back. And if you're wondering what kitchen bouquet is, that's what it is. I don't know if you can. I don't think you can see it. The light in here is crazy, but it actually helps food brown and gives it a really good flavor. It doesn't take but just a tiny bit. And as you can see, the onions are already getting clear, so it won't be but just a minute before we can add the rest of the ingredients. This is going to be a really quick and simple supper, so hope you can try it and enjoy it. And again, my little Jody is wanting out, so I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. And I'm sure before this is over with, I'll have to go and let her back in. Okay, the onions are ready. You can see what they look like. They are already very tender and tasty, and I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients. This is the vegetables that I spiralized over there, just at the other end of my kitchen a while ago. And I'm just going to add them to the pan. I'm going to add some salt. Some pepper. And some garlic powder. We like garlic, and it's very healthy. It really, really makes squash taste great. And I'm going to mix the onions all in together with that so that it can distribute among the rest of the squash evenly. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more chicken broth so that this can simmer. That is probably about a half a cup to a cup of chicken broth. And by the time that gets out of there just a little bit, this will actually be done. It doesn't take long at all for this to cook. The next thing I'm going to add is going to be this parsley that I buy. I buy my spices, my parsley and my basil and my cilantro that I use quite often. I buy the lightly dried, and you keep it in the refrigerator, and it has a wonderful fresh flavor. It is much better than your typical dried parsley, and it has a wonderful flavor. I'm going to go let my little baby back in. I'll be right back. Here. Stir that one more time. All right, the chicken broth that I put in there is actually simmering just a little. So what I'm going to do now is, if you remember the chicken that I cooked yesterday, I cut some of the chicken tenders up, and that's what we're putting in this today. So that'll actually help warm the chicken up, and it'll make it taste really good. Okay, while that finishes cooking, I'm going to put a lid on it so that chicken will heat through. By the time that heats through, the chicken will be warmed up, and the zucchini and squash and chayote will be done, and we'll be ready to eat. It is just a really quick and easy, simple thing, and I really do hope you try this. I'll clean up my mess here and get ready to serve our plates. It's looking good, y'all. I'm going to add just a little more pepper. I like things just a little spicy, not a whole lot, but I like to be able to taste my pepper. And it's almost done. While that finishes up, I'll chat with you just a little bit. I hope you were able to tune in this morning to our live stream on Facebook or YouTube. I hope you're getting encouraged and excited about trying this abundant life plan for yourself and for your family. And, I spent my whole life not really being concerned about the foods we ate or what we were putting in our body and how it affected my life and my husband. I can't help it. I regret that. We both suffered great loss because of my neglect. And it is a neglect because, the information is out there for all of us to glean. So there's no excuse really for any of us to be ignorant of things that are available to us readily and easily. The internet did a marvelous job of making all of this information available to us at our fingertips, and it's been a real blessing to me because without the ability to do the research I did, I wouldn't be able to do this. I would still be stuck trying to find some kind of medication that would bring me relief. It's terrible that our doctors really don't tell us. I had doctors that would maybe casually mention you really need to do something about your weight, but most of the time they would try to treat the symptom instead of helping me realize that I was the problem. So I'm so thankful that God revealed this to me, and I hope that it helps you. And I hope that there's some inspiration that you can gather from all of this effort that we're trying to get out there to help you. And our supper is done and ready to eat. I'm going to go ahead and serve it up. Oh, that's a good long one. As you can see, I try to give Larry most of the protein. Let me get this down here so you can see. Doesn't that look good, y'all? I wish you could taste it and not just see it, because you really got to taste it to see what I mean when I say that it's really different. It just tastes so much different than the normal squash that we eat. Squash and yellow, yellow squash and chayote and zucchini that are cut in chunks or cut in big slices. It just tastes, it has a whole different taste, but it's really good. And I think the chicken broth helps give the zucchini and the squash a whole different flavor. It kind of, cause it kind of takes on whatever you cook it with. And there you have it. Supper is served. There you go. That's for both of us. And I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed today's dinner with Darlene and Larry, and I pray that you can put some of these tips to work for your abundant life. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.